Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And today we're going to talk about a delicious addictive beauty from the House of Scents of Wood, or Lambe de Bois, or Shirin Yoku, whichever you prefer to say. Now, the infamous fragrance that we're going to talk about, as you guys can tell from the title of my video, it's going to be Oud Bourbon, which falls under the woody, boozy category, just like plum and cognac. As you all know, I have done few reviews from this house because it is truly a quality house with a heavyweight of seasoned perfumers as its backbone. Not to mention their upcycling and unique way of macerating the organic alcohol. Oud Bourbon is another delicious, addictive creation by the mastermind Pascal Gauguin. All right, so let's spray some of this and see what we get. Oud Bourbon. As you all know, I got this big love for Scents of Wood because I think they got some fantastic fragrances, as I mentioned earlier, specifically when it comes to fall. And Oud Bourbon is one of them. It's such a great fragrance for fall and winter time. And Oud Bourbon has this dual interesting personality where when you initially spray it, the smell that you get in the air or the smell that kind of lingers around reminds me of a delicious sweet coffee, cinnamon, chocolate pastry like, which Pascal Gauguin really doesn't agree with that. He likes to use the word addictive instead of gourmand. But to me, it definitely has that sweetness, coffee, cinnamon, chocolate pastry kind of a aura about it that kind of makes it gourmand to me. Specifically, as I mentioned, when it lingers around. But then when you bring it close, the whole story changes. However, when you smell this on this strip up close, it smells like a boozy, dried, fruity accord, followed by this dense, warm, spicy coffee, leathery amber odor profile, which has an exotic nuance of a very well-tamed oud to it. The oud is definitely not the main character of the story, but it is definitely part of it, but it doesn't steal the show. Now, a lot of people, when they see the note cacao pod, automatically they will think that this sweet gourmand smell is coming from cacao. But cacao extract LMR actually has a true dark, unsweetened chocolate with a faint earthy, bitter, and woody animalic nuance. So the Cacao Absolute helps to reinforce the overall addiction and adds to the intensity of that coffee note. Now, there's an interesting note used in here which hasn't been mentioned anywhere, but Monsieur Pascal Gauguin told me himself, which, ladies and gentlemen, it's the date note. Now, the date note is used to tame that oud and also to take or mellow down that intense coffee note as well. Also, what else it does, it adds to the gourmandness of the fragrance as well. So as I mentioned, the idea was to play with a date note that softens the coffee leather chord of Oud Bourbon, which date note has a sweet caramel, cinnamon, prune, chocolate odor profile to it. So you can imagine how date adds to the deliciousness of the scent and also softens that coffee leather and oud accord. By the way, that gorgeous, beautiful leather note comes mostly from Zist/Labdanum Absolute and a captive patented IFF molecule only available to IFF perfumers for now called Zaffiano, which creates this bitter sweet, leathery, soft, and intimate with an earthy, resinous, amber, and balsamic nuance. Now, the Labdanum and Zaffiano also complement that beautiful amber body accompanied with the delicious vanilla extract really nicely. The amber chord brings a cocooning addictive element to soften the message and increase the longevity as well. This is getting better and better. In the heart of Oud Bourbon, the coffee turns kind of green and very aromatic. Sometimes I smell this aromatic greenness in the opening as well, but mostly in the heart. Its aromaticness has this sweet green sharp herbal tea-like smell with fruity, floral, and a tad woodsy undertones. It almost has this feel of dried fruit, which must be coming from Divana Oil LMR. So Oud Bourbon is an undiscovered take of exotic oud rich in opulent coffee and cacao that settles down on this bed of leather aromatics and sweet creamy vanilla with hints of almond accord in the back, which must be coming from Frangipani, which brings some light to the heart of the scent. You also get a big dose of patchouli in here as well. Now, the patchouli in here simply reinforces the ambery, oud, and leathery character of this addictive boozy composition, and also adds some woody sweetness and earthiness to this scent as well. Pretty much it rounds up the fragrance in the dry down. Now, let's talk about the booziness of oud in bourbon and why it's called oud in bourbon. Well, that's why this fragrance is so unique. You see, the organic alcohol of this scent has been macerated in American bourbon barrels, which gives this scent a very undeniable, unique boozy touch, which makes this fragrance very sophisticated with the help of oud as well. So all in all, what you get with oud in bourbon is a big dose of coffee, cacao, and oud. Now, the oud is not the main star of the show. It's warm, spicy, it is woody, leathery, boozy, aromatic, has this sweet tea-like green tone to it. It has a beautiful balsamic and ambery body to it as well. It is somewhat earthy, woody, sweet, which comes from vanilla and great dose of patchouli. Alright, so as far as the performance and longevity goes, as you all know, scents of wood fragrances, they are very long lasting, and on my skin, I get easily between 10 to 12 hours. Now, as far as the projection and sillage goes, it has a phenomenal projection. On the initial spray, I get between 5 to 6 feet. Now, as far as the sillage goes, it has the dual personality type of effect, which I talked about at the beginning of my video, where it lingers around. It has that gourmandness about it, but then when you get close to the person, you get that serious, leathery, coffee, oud kind of addictive vibe about it, which makes it very interesting. Now, as far as the compliments goes, it's no brainer. I mean, a lot of people already been talking about oud in bourbon. Even some of the people that bought plum in cognac, when they smelled oud in bourbon, they ended up liking oud in bourbon even more than plum in cognac. Again, it's very subjective, but I'm telling you, oud in bourbon is one of those fragrances that is actually very mass-pleasing, but yet very sophisticated, so it gets a lot of compliments. Now, as far as the versatility goes, oud in bourbon, it's not a versatile fragrance. I would say the perfect time of the year for it would be fall and winter time. Now, as far as where to wear this fragrance, actually it's very versatile. You can wear this anywhere you like. You can wear this to work. You can wear this for a night out. You can wear this to a club. So it is actually very versatile when it comes to where to wear this fragrance. Now, as far as the uniqueness goes, as far as the category goes, it's not very unique, at least for me, because specifically this year, there's been a lot of coffee and oud fragrances going around. So, but again, as far as the ingredients goes and the composition and the way Monsieur Pascal Gorin did this fragrance, it's very unique. I mean, it's a phenomenal scent. I love this fragrance. It smells so good. It's very, very addictive. I mean, when I spray this, I cannot stop smelling this. It's that good. So it makes it very unique in that way. But as far as the category goes, there's a lot of, coffee and oud fragrances that's been going around. So it doesn't make it very unique in that category. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get to my video. That's all I have for oud in bourbon. If you own this fragrance, please let me know in the comment section what's your take on it. And if you don't own this, at least get a sample and try this out, because it is truly a gorgeous fragrance and it's perfect for this time of the year. And that's it, you guys. That's all I have. Thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye.